My name is Alex Grove. I am 38. I am a performance coach.
So what is a performance coach?
Performance coach is somebody who sounds a bit fluffy but helps people and helps them get to a place where they can't take themselves. That's what coaching is, and that's what I specialise in. It's a particular kind of CBT, and sometimes people get stuck in life, whether that's professionally. There might be certain barriers that have prevented them from feeling better about themselves in their job. Sometimes they're missing out on promotion, sometimes it's because they've had particular feedback and they're not sure how to take that on board. And sometimes that creeps into other domains, so people want help improving their relationships. The more specific, the better. So if people have negative feelings or they're not happy with some of the emotions they're experiencing around certain things, then I, through them, working very much with them, try and get to the bottom of it.
And what made you want to go to that area?
I've always been in coaching. My background's in sports conditioning, health and fitness. So it's always been in me to want to help people. It was in the family. My mum was a relationship therapist. My sister was a social worker. My dad had done a lot of PR through his work. So this need to want to help people improve and try and find areas where they were perhaps vulnerable was kind of always at the base of things. So through my own experiences and having had a difficult time personally, I kind of just got on this path of exploring things and finding out more about me.
You say on your website that when you were younger you would be the person that you would love to speak with. Why?
Yeah, I didn't have like an older brother, and my upbringing as a kid was a happy one, but at times very confusing. I think it is for all people when they get to a certain age, especially in teenage years. It's a confusing time. Lots of hormones on the go, lots of influences. I think that's only got harder for young people now. I would find it very, very difficult growing up in today's area with the influence of social media and what it means to have an online presence and with all the things that go along with that. I don't think I really matured until I got into my mid-20s, maybe even later. I think now a 15-year-old kid is not what a 15-year-old kid was 10 years ago, even just 2 or 3 years ago. There's a lot there that we need to be very careful of, and I mentioned social media in particular because I can see an awful lot of mental health issues springing up from living in that world. You know, there is a whole generation of people that are obsessed with documenting their every move and need the approval of others, and that concerns me. And you know, having worked in fitness and been fortunate enough to work in sport and professional sport, I think people do appreciate having somebody that they can go to who's not a parent, or somebody like myself where they can kind of get that off their chest in a place where they're not going to experience any negative feedback. That's kind of where I meant with that, and that sounds a little waffly, but
it's a lot of pressure on the teenagers.
Massively, and it kind of upsets me really. I mean, I'm big into Twitter. That's probably my thing. I use that a lot. The reason I like Twitter is because it gives you so much access to so many wonderful resources, and you can pick up so many positive influences, people you didn't even know exist, who've got little bite-sized things to share, and there's links to this and that. It's a real rabbit warren. It can lead you in all kinds of different directions, but conversely, if you're in a bad place yourself, there's an awful lot of negative things there you can pick up on. And you know, I'm a big believer in trying to maintain your energy and attracting as much positive energy as possible. And I think there's an awful lot for kids that throw them out of a positive place, and then they take that into school. There's probably more that they don't share with their parents. I think kids are growing up too fast. You know, I spend a lot of time, or was spending a lot of time in schools. Some of the stuff that kids come out with is they're just exposed to a whole world that I didn't really know about until I was in my early 20s, definitely. So that's a bit scary.